And there's a bunch of broke ass baby daddies out here saying Will Smith is wrong, but they've slapped people for supporting the team that beat their punk ass Cowboys.
NANI? Dynamite! Dynamite!
If you've seen the title of this and you're watching this, we're talking about the slap that was heard around the world. We're talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock and Jada and just the whole circumstances. And I don't know what my objective is here right now, right? I don't know what I'm trying to get from people or trying to get people to understand. Because on a scale of 1 to 10, I probably give it a negative 10 on me caring. I just don't care. I just don't care. But I'm a podcaster. I'm a commentator. I pick things to speak on, so I have to speak on this. But the one thing that I want you to understand, or I guess I want you to kind of be able to take away from this conversation, is whatever you think about whatever happened, you're right. I want to validate you. That's what I want to do here. If you think Will's reaction was appropriate and Chris Rock was wrong, you're right. If you think Will was wrong and Chris Rock was right, hey, guess what? You're fucking right. If you think they're both wrong, you're right. If you think that you're indifferent about both of them and one of them is wrong or right, it doesn't matter. Whatever your combination of chicken noodle soup is, you're fucking right, and I hope you enjoy it. But I just want to give context to certain things. I want to give some validity to things, and I want to be able to address some things. One, let's for the road. Let's just watch the clip in question. I think you need to watch it, but you need to watch it because it points out an amazing thing. And I'm going to do it without the audio because I don't need the audio to point out what I'm in. But I might need it. I don't know. This might get striking.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh. Richard.
Okay. So, look. This right here. The joke was good. The joke was horrible. But the walk-up. The sound that people made when he said uh-oh and people are not sure what to do or what. Yo, Chris got to know flight or flight, defend yourself. And Chris Rock is a super interesting person because the joke he made was about a black woman's hair. And he literally has a documentary out on black women's hair. The Crown Act just came out. Regardless of it's Jada or anything, he brought up multiple people in his onslaught of comedy. And keep in mind, there was already 3 hosts hosting this. 2 black women, and so Tiffany Haddish, Amy Schumer, and the other another black woman. There was already 3 comedians running this. If I was in, I would be like, I don't need it. I'm good, thank you. But like to steal the scene and crack these jokes, that's what you're paid to do. But he's from a generation where if you say stupid shit, you get hit. And there's a bunch of broke ass baby daddies out here saying Will Smith is wrong, but they've slapped people for supporting the team that beat their punk ass Cowboys. Those 8-8 cowgirls. They be ready to fight over losing a match in 2K. Me personally, I can't judge Will Smith because I've slapped a dude for cutting me at a farmer's market. Cut me in line. Said nothing about it. Slapped him in the back of the head. Said, "Excuse me, sir. Did you not see me here?" "Oh, I didn't know you were in line." It says, "Wait here to be serviced next in line." "Oh, I'm sorry." Slapped him straight across the head. It was like, it was quick. I didn't even think about it. And I think I jolted some sense into his mind. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm okay with this slap. But I also don't care. Because, like, I feel like this wasn't a form of violence in the sense of like two people picking up. This was a message. This is a message to the black community, at least. Hey, if you're black, shut the fuck up talking about Will and his family and the situation is dynamic. It was a message, and it was clearly received, as seen by the marks on his cheek. But like I said, whatever you feel is okay. But the thing that I want to harp back on as this plays out. Whoops. As this plays out is we've been screaming protect black women since last week. And what happened last week? Yeah, yeah. Remember that look? Look at his face. That he got the message loud and clear. Wait, why can't I turn up my quality? What is up? He got the message loud and clear. Yeah, keep that face. That face is perfect for him. Keep that face. Judge Brown was being harassed for the last 4 days by a bunch of insignificant, muffled crybaby ass white boys who just couldn't handle a black woman being more qualified than anybody they've ever brought up there. The most qualified person in the Supreme Court is going to be the latest addition, Ketanji Brown Jackson. And they can't handle it. They can't fucking handle it. We were screaming, protect black women, protect black women. Will Smith just protected his black woman. And there's a bunch of grown-ass men bitching about it. Ladies, pay attention. Pay attention. If there's a guy out there defending this whole narrative that black women don't need protection because they got this, ask them about what Will did. And watch them tell on themselves. Say, oh no, it couldn't have been me. They'll say dumb shit like, what if it was a woman that was up there telling jokes? Well, then the burden of proof would have laid on to Jada. Jada could have gone up there and handled that woman. But furthermore, why are you worried about a what if situation if it was a woman or not when there's a black woman being offended in the first place? It's just a joke. They're supposed to fan. Yeah. And if you say the N-word, guess what? I'm going to slap your ass too. You offend somebody, you going to get hit. That's part of the deal. There's something called fighting words. That's what we called it back in my day. There's certain things you could say and get away with. Oh, you're fat, you're stupid. Those are great adjectives or verbs or whatever. But when you start getting into the nitty gritty, your diabetes is causing the pandemonium of your weight loss and stuff like that, or you start pointing out someone has cancer, oh, you gonna get hit. Nothing's that funny. No joke is that good. I've yet to hear a joke so good that a white person could use it and the N-word at the same time. It's impossible. Impossible. No joke will ever be that funny. But here we are trying to say it was a joke. Well, guess what? It wasn't funny to everybody. And there was people who wanted to let you know on a personal level. But this whole narrative about protecting black women, it really did get muffled because a week prior we were screaming that to protect a judge. Now we get a black woman being attacked about her disease on national TV and people saying, alopecia, that's just you losing your hair. It's an autoimmune disease, you idiot. It carries other side effects. Digestive issues. Could carry other issues. Blood pressure. Could carry other issues referring to anything. You don't know. And the thing that really made me feel for Will was how people try to target it as well. He laughed too. He was trying to save face probably. He was probably trying to maintain. But seeing that reaction from Jada pushed him over the edge. Because he was probably there when she was crying about losing her hair. He was probably there trying to validate her every time she came back with a shorter haircut. Always affirming that she's beautiful. Whatever the case scenario is. You don't get to tell a man how to grieve or handle his emotions. You can tell him he's wrong, you can tell him he's right, but you can't tell him how to act. You just can only react. But if I had to say Will Smith is guilty of, if anything, the only thing he's guilty of is letting white people into this conversation, this very, very black conversation. Because a lot of white people are telling on themselves, right? A lot of white people ain't been to a cookout, and you can tell. Because if you as a white person have been to a cookout, you've seen a fight break out. You've seen a fight break out, whole fight break out. People saying, hey, y'all cut that out in front of them kids. Hey, we ain't doing that today. We having a good time. You ain't seen Big Mama, Big Daddy come down and separate some shit. The OG on the grill come down and say, hey, he'll hit the motherfucking grill. King, king. Hey, y'all better stop all that before I put this fire out. You ain't seen cousins come together to tussle. Because family get-togethers are about relieving more than just stress. It's about renewing certain happiness. And sometimes you got to bury the hatchet deep in order to get out these streets. This is a black thing. Very much. What you saw was violence to any other dude. You saw a message being displayed. Because if somebody says some shit like that, I don't know if he should have done it on TV. That's not for me to say. Because I'm not Will Smith and I don't have the ability to avoid police press charges and I don't have $50 million to spare. But Will Smith sent a message. And that message was received loud and clear. But don't be out here like maybe do it at the after party. I don't know. I think that's the route I would have taken. I would have waited till we off stage because now you let white people talk about this. Like Jim Carrey was saying some shit about this. Hold on, let's see what Jim Carrey said some dumb shit about this, and it was just like...
You watched it unfold, and then what happened after?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation.
Sickened? You were sickened by that? Really? One grown man walking up to another grown man and slapping him in front of a room of people. You were sickened by that? Like, sickened beyond reproach. Like, that's the way you describe this? Seems really anti-black because you've sat in a room with Harvey Weinstein. Did you describe him as sickening? What about your boy Kevin Spacey? Is he sickening too? Are we putting Will Smith on the par of these people? See, he don't understand. But, Jim Carrey, and let me just say for the record, hearing Jim Carrey be anything other than a clown is very unsettling. But, I guess he's entitled to his opinion. But you are a clown. And you also have no business speaking on this. It's not for you. It's not for you to understand.
I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file?
Yeah, you should have been. As if black people aren't over-arrested anyway. I'm not saying that we probably shouldn't have charges pressed on them. Go ahead. But that's also part of it. If Chris didn't put out a statement till his stand-up show, which was yesterday, and the first statement he put out about this was, I'm not pressing charges, because he understands. This wasn't about hate. This was a man having to prove it. It's just unfortunate it was Chris Rock, I would say. But also, it's probably perfectly fine that it's Chris Rock, because in 2016, when Jada led the march for Boycott the Oscar because her husband because she was defending her husband, Chris Rock was the only black person to show up, and he did throw a jab at her. He could have thrown a jab about anything. Attacking her looks wasn't it. If he had said something about the Matrix 4 flopping and say, don't worry, Jada, they'll get you in Matrix 5, you'll get paid, something, it wasn't your fault. He chose to attack that black woman. He spoke about a bunch of black people. I think Denzel and his wife. He talked about Samuel L. Jackson and his wife. Didn't mention nothing about their looks. Just a bunch of white people. He talked about nothing about their looks. But Jada, he went after. Will Smith made it clear that's no longer an option for you, my guy. Will Smith did end up apologizing. I didn't read too much into it. I'm perfectly fine. Like I said, I'm perfectly fine with it. I love Jaden's response, though. Jaden's response was so perfect to this. He was like, "That's how we do it." So they canceled Jim Carrey for that. They canceled a bunch of people, but Catwoman Zoe Kravitz roasted for her hot take on Will Smith's slap. The thing that's interesting about her speaking on this is there was a monologue that came out like a few days ago where she talked about when she was hanging out with a young Jaden Smith who was 14 and how she was basically fetishizing him and saying that he was like this super attractive guy. He was super handsome to be 14. Zoe Kravitz supports known abuser Alex Wong made predatory comments about a 14-year-old Jaden, and dated Ezra Miller when he was 17/18 and she was 20 plus, but wants to speak on. Yeah, see, when you speak up, yeah, this is the hot take. Even more awesome for Zoe was spending time with the Smiths clan when the cameras weren't rolling. There were moments that I was hanging with Jaden and thinking, I can't believe you're 14. I have to check myself, like, what I say to you. She laughs. Like, what? You don't know how to talk to a 14-year-old? Like, when you say shit, people gonna pull up your history, man. People gonna pull up your history. So she's getting canceled for that. I don't know. Okay, but if there is a take that I did appreciate, it is this man, Ja Rule. Because Ja Rule comes out and says, makes sense of the whole Will Smith slap, only takes Twitter acknowledges. Ja Rule says slap season is officially in slap season is officially in session. And you goddamn right. Yo, if you saying some reckless shit to me for the next 6 months, it's the Will Smith hands. It's the Will Smith acknowledgement. I'm slapping folks. More people need to be slapped. More Karens need to be slapped. We don't endorse violence here on the Dame Identity Booth, but we will endorse a slap session. And I'm just here for it. Oh, is this a meme? What is this? Wait for Warner to slap 50 Cent like Pennywise in the sewer. It's coming. So if there's more celebrities to be slapped, I would love to see Ja Rule doing it. But going back to the video, I want to focus on the video because there's a bunch of things that go on here, but I want to point out the psychopathy, the strange sense of things, right? Where did my audio go?
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, wait. He did kind of move. A lot of people were making things saying like he didn't move. He fell off his eye.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he took that first one. Yeah, he did take it. So at this point, people don't know what's real or not. Like, there's some people still cheering. Just listen to the background.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith.
But this is the part I want to focus on. I want to focus on my black queen right here, Lupita. Her facial expression takes us through the pandemonium of this real situation. This gorgeous angel creature must be protected at all costs. At all costs. Because the range is there. And I want to explain this before you see this so you can see it in real time. She realized she had a very human emotion and reaction and went from feeling the situation to understanding that this wasn't an act, then to realizing that if they can see Will because she's in the vicinity, she can be seen. So she has to present as neutral and not show her support for either dynamic. But you start to see her head rock as she sort of hears and feels the room and kind of probably agrees. I don't know. She hasn't put out a statement about this, but this poor angel.
That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
And there's still psychopaths out there laughing. Like, it's such a surreal thing to see, but, you know, hey, that's it, right? Like, Let me know what y'all think. To be honest, I don't. It doesn't make me any difference at this point. I just want people to stop having hot takes. Hopefully this news story blows over. In my mind, it's been, 4 days now? Yeah, 4 days removed, so it's over in my eyes. Unless something major happens. Chris Rock came out in the beginning of his stand-up set and said, he wrote jokes for tonight, but he will have something to say. He's going to make way more than $200 million, which is something that Jim Carrey said. Jim Carrey said, and we didn't get to it because his shit was dumb. But Jim Carrey was like, "Oh, you should sue him for $200 million." Just shut the fuck up. Like, what? This is why you don't need to be speaking on this shit. But he's gonna make good money off of this. There's gonna be a Netflix special. There's gonna be a Comedy Central special. Hold this shit for ransom. Like, his tickets were going for $46 on Monday. Tonight they're worth like a few $1,000s. So he has the room, the floor, and the opportunity to grow. But I mean, ultimately, it's just, as a person who knows that I have hit people for less, I can't sit here and judge Will. I think Chris Rock handled his consequences appropriately. But I bet you, if you're a comedian on stage and you're about to present or whatever to Will, and I bet you're going to think twice about mentioning something about Will Smith's family. Guarantee you. 100. You're not about to be out here just talking reckless. So, hey, that's my take on it. I'm interested to hear what y'all have to say. Did I have anything else? Yeah, last thing I wrote there literally was protect Lupita. You goddamn right. So, hey, y'all enjoy yourselves. Y'all take care.